What's up, everybody? Good late afternoon or early evening for some of you by now. We've got our first injury report of the week from the Seahawks. Remember, we play on Thursday this week, so the first injury report is going to be Monday, and then it proceeds as if Monday's Wednesday, Tuesday's Thursday, Wednesday's Friday, and then the next day is the game. So this stuff actually matters. Usually a Monday injury report would be completely insignificant, but this week it definitely is. So let's take a look here, keeping in mind that we still have a few days for players to get right. But really, we only have a few days. Like, the game is 3 days away, so this stuff matters a little more than usual this early in the week for sure. So anyway, Condota's got the latest here. Let's take a look at what he's got. We have 5 players who did not practice today, and 4 who were limited, and 2 who were a full go. And then, of course, you have the guys who aren't listed, some of which are notable. So let's take a look here, zoom in a little bit. Kenneth Walker did not practice, which is not surprising. The fact that he was close to playing last week is a good sign. But the way the injury was initially described, I still kind of expect him to miss more time. I expect him to miss this Cowboys game, and I don't know if I expect him back for the Niners game after it on the other side. And I don't know why we'd mess with it too much right now. Like, he's obviously an important part of this offense when the offense is going, but like at some point you have to start looking at K9 and going, he ever since he got to the NFL, he's been kind of on and off injury reports. Got to be careful with him right now because he's all about his speed and athleticism, and we don't want that stuff to disappear on us. So, no practice for Walker. I'm not optimistic this week. Derek Young did not practice at this point. I'm just kind of expecting him to never really get back this year. And it's obviously fine. We have enough receivers. Phil Haynes did not participate in practice. Kind of an interesting one. I think at this point, most people are ready to turn the page on Phil Haynes and never see him again. He's a free agent this offseason. I think we're all pretty much done with him. He's just hit the ceiling as a player, and his ceiling is very low. And I think most people are like, at this point, just put in Anthony Bradford, and more on Anthony Bradford in a second. But him not being able to practice on Monday is not a good sign. He's been flirting with the injury report all season, really. Leonard Williams is kind of an alarming one here because he wasn't hurt last week, and I didn't see him get hurt in the Niners game. But him being a DNP on Monday with no designation indicating that it's for rest is a little bit of a trouble spot, but hopefully we won't have to worry about it. He's been one of our best players since he got here, and that's been one of the cruel ironies of the last month. Leonard Williams comes in this big trade, and he's been awesome, but we can't even be happy about it because the team sucks and the trade was bad. So, like, we can't even really celebrate the fact that Leonard Williams has been great. Will Dissly did not participate with a hip. I have wondered if Will Dissly has been battling injuries all season, and that's why he doesn't play that much sometimes. Maybe this is indicative of that. I don't know. He obviously didn't get hurt against the Niners in that game in any visibly obvious way, but maybe this is just kind of like the toll of the season beating up on him, and this is why he doesn't play very much. But definitely worth monitoring going into this Thursday game. If he can't practice tomorrow, we're starting to look like we're in trouble. Limited participations. We got 4 guys, like I said. We got Bradford, who would be the guy replacing Phil Haynes if Haynes can't go. So I don't know how Bradford got hurt, if he did re-aggravate something because he isn't playing right now. But if he can go on Thursday, then I think that most people would be happy to just let him go and see what happens and let him build a little experience. But not if he's hurt. Like, that's not going to help anybody. So get better and get better enough to play in this game, and we'll see where this goes. I think a lot of people would love to see what Bradford can do in an extended look. Abe Lucas also limited, which is a bit of a regression for him, I guess, because he was a full participant last week. I don't know if things went backwards or if this is just a cautionary thing. The team hasn't said anything, so it's probably just a cautionary thing. But he is trying to make his way back for this Cowboys game, which is obviously good news. I'm excited to see what he can do, and I'm hopeful that it goes well because that is another need that we would have this offseason that we do not have the resources to address if Abe Lucas is going to be a long-term problem with this injury. D. Eskridge limited with a rib injury, not obviously a big loss, although he actually played well on Thursday. Another tremendous irony of this. D. Eskridge is finally looking like he's worth something, and the whole rest of the team decides they're going to take the biggest game of the season off almost. And Jamal Adams, although his is more associated with rest than anything, I think he'll play. I think there's load management stuff going on here with Adams, but there's been a whole week between the last game and the next game. I think he'll be good to go, so not worried about Adams, and that's it for the guys who actually missed practice in some capacity today. Jake Bobo and Derek Hall were full participants, so they are listed with an injury, but it's not anything that should hold them out. Now, the notable names that aren't listed here would be a guy like a Geno Smith. Geno Smith is no longer even listed, which is great news. He's 100% ready to go, and we can all be a little bit encouraged about that. Also, we haven't seen Charles Cross's name on the injury report in a little while now, which is great news for his toe. Maybe it's actually all the way or pretty much all the way better. So there's definitely some good stuff here as well, but we've got plenty of questions to answer over the next couple of days. But things are trending in the right direction overall, I think. We're going to need more information about a couple of these guys tomorrow. Like, if we don't have Leonard Williams, one of the few bright spots about this last month of Seahawks football gets switched off. All right. I want to look at the Cowboys side of things real quick. We got the John Makota. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, sorry. But he's a Cowboys beat writer. He's got the injury report here. They've got a handful of DNPs. Dante Fowler with an illness. So he's probably going to be good to go for game day. Usually an illness clears up over a couple of days for these guys. And then you had Zach Martin and Tyron Smith resting, so there's no concern there. And then Tyrus Wheat, one of their reserve linebackers, has a concussion, so he will probably not play, but it's not that big of a deal. It's pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. We have Rico Dowdle, their backup running back behind Pollard, limited with an ankle injury. Could be significant. He does actually play for them, but he is a backup. J-Ron Curse was limited with a back injury. I think he'll play from what I'm hearing. He's a relatively important part of that defense. He's a key piece to what they do. And then you've got a couple of full participants in Peyton Hendershot, reserve tight end, or, well, not really reserve. Backup tight end would be the right way to put it. I think he's probably making his way back from IR. He's designated for return, so he's got a good chance of playing. And Mozzie Smith is listed with an injury, but was a full participant. Yeah, that's about all they got. They look pretty clean, honestly. They're looking pretty good. The big ones here are both guys who are just resting. And then they've got a guy on defense, Fowler, who is sick, and that will probably take care of itself by Thursday. Okay. See you guys later. Go Hawks. That's your injury report for Monday. We got some stuff to resolve over the next couple of days if we want any chance of being able to play in this game effectively. See you guys later. I'll be on Twitch later tonight. I'm going to do the Snap Count Monday in a little bit here. I know I usually get to it way earlier, but I couldn't get around to it until now, so you'll see that in a couple of hours. See you guys later.